You ever get that feeling that you're playing a game, but someone else wrote all the rules? Today, we're diving into a really powerful mental model from the thinker Naval Ravikant that just completely challenges that idea. It offers a radical reframe. What if life isn't a competition at all? Let's get right into it. So this is the core idea we're going to unpack. Now, I know it might sound a little bleak at first, but you got to stick with me here because it's actually one of the most empowering ideas you can possibly adopt. It's a total shift from how we're usually taught to see the world. You know, from the moment we're born, we're basically trained to play what Naval calls the multiplier game. We're taught to compete for everything, for grades, for status, for likes on social media. It's a game where the scoreboard is totally external and the rules are all set by society. And this contrast right here, it's everything. The multiplayer game is all about society's rules, getting that external validation, and at the end of the day, you have a lot less freedom. But the single-player game? That's all about your rules and your own internal interpretation. It's about shifting the entire center of control from the outside world to inside your own head. This quote just cuts right to the heart of the risk, doesn't it? When we only play that multiplayer game, we risk losing our independent nature, our inner wolf, and we become this, domesticated version of ourselves, always looking for a pat on the head and just following the pack.
So what's the alternative then? Well, it's a path you pretty much have to find on your own. Society is not going to teach you this mindset because society is the multiplayer game. It actually benefits from you following its rules. This is something you have to discover for yourself.
Okay, so embracing the single-player game means facing a few hard truths. Your interpretations of the world, they're entirely your own. Your memories, yours alone. And in the grand cosmic scheme of things, you're going to be forgotten in a few generations. Now, that sounds harsh, I get it, but realizing this is the very key that unlocks this profound sense of freedom. And that leads us to one of the most liberating, but initially challenging ideas. If life is a single-player game, there's no pre-installed meaning. There's no cosmic instruction manual that you get on day one. And this is it, right? This is the natural question that just pops right into your head. If it's all temporary and we're all eventually forgotten, then what in the world is the point of any of it? And let's be real, that question can feel heavy. It can even feel a little bit terrifying. Does this lack of some built-in meaning make life a pointless exercise? Is this some kind of problem we're supposed to solve?
And the answer is just a huge, resounding no. This isn't a bug in the system, it's a feature. Think about it. If there was one objective meaning to life, we'd all just be enslaved to it. The fact that there isn't one means you're free to create your own. You get to be the artist of your own purpose.
So how do you actually do that? How do you create your own meaning? Well, it starts with just seeing reality clearly, without delusions, so you can actually navigate the world effectively. From there, since how you interpret things is a choice, why not choose to be positive? It just makes for a way better experience. And finally, you find your flow by building a meaning around your unique talents, doing what you're naturally good at for reasons that actually matter to you. Okay, so let's get practical. Adopting this single-player frame completely obliterates the idea that you're a victim. It puts the controller firmly back in your hands. And this is a really critical distinction to make. The victim mindset isn't about what happened to you. It's about giving away your power over what happens next. It's basically robbing yourself of the agency to change your own life. Even when you're facing real hardship, the most powerful move you have is always to reclaim that agency. And this quote from Viktor Frankl just captures it perfectly. The events of your life, that's the stimulus. But your power, your real freedom, it lies in that tiny little space where you get to choose how you interpret and respond to those events. I mean, think about it. The best parts of any video game are the challenges, right? A game with no obstacles would be incredibly boring. Adversity is what builds your character. The moments you're going to be proudest of when you look back on your life are the times you overcame something really difficult. So this all leads to the final and honestly, the most empowering part. If you're the player in this game, you also get to be the designer. You get to define what winning even looks like. What that means is you design the game board. You choose your environment, your career, your relationships. You get to set the challenges, the skills you want to build, the projects you want to take on, and most importantly, you create the victory condition. You get to decide what a win looks like, completely on your own terms, totally separate from society's scoreboard.
And this is where Naval offers this really provocative definition of intelligence. He says it's not about your IQ score or how good you are at abstract problem solving, it's simply about whether you get what you truly want out of life.
But, and this is crucial, this has two parts. Part one is hacking reality to get what you want. But part two, which is actually the more important part, is being smart enough to figure out what is worth wanting in the first place and learning how to avoid all of society's booby prizes. This really gets at the wisdom in that second part. Training yourself not to want the things that don't truly serve you is just as powerful as going out and achieving them. It's like a shortcut to peace and contentment. This quote from the philosopher Seneca is the perfect cautionary tale. It's a warning against chasing the wrong things, always living for some future that never actually arrives, and in the process, missing the only moment that ever truly exists, right now. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. The single-player game of life isn't just about achieving goals. It's about choosing the right game to play in the first place. So the question I want to leave you with is this: are you smart enough to figure out what you truly want?